Today, I'll show you the 21 best neon lineups on Valorant. You'll learn how to entry on every single site with stuns, starting with A site on Lotus. On A site, if you're attacking from A main, you'll want to throw your wall over this and then throw your stun against this flat part of the wall here so that it stuns this entry and tower here. As that stun is going off, you want to throw a stun at this flat part of the wall and have it hit in the middle here. So usually you want to just look a little bit more down. If you want, like, you can selectively choose fights. If you want to fight this guy up here, that might be stunned, or anyone back here that might be stunned. Or if you want to help your teammates that are coming out of tree, fight this guy over here, you can do so. For attacking A through tree, what you'll want to do is open this door, and then you can bank your stun off the tree here once it's parallel. And that will stun the back of the tree and this corner right here where people could be hiding towards the door. And then you'll have an extra stun that you can throw when you get to these rocks, either here to get inside or here to get all the way back if anyone's holding with an op here or an op back here, either or. And then you have your wall to throw wherever to like aggress even further off of those stuns if someone is stunned from that. For attacking on B, if you're attacking from pillars, you'll want to come up to this corridor here and then line yourself up with this box along the wall so that you're not peeking into B. You'll throw a stun at the bottom and then a stun at this box right here, at the corner of this box, which will hit into doorway up there. Stun down here and then a stun up here, which will hit that area. Anyone opping there, anyone opping there. A little more advanced one is to get on top of this like the sand mound here and then throw a stun off the right side of this like wall here. Which will stun this area holding here, and then it'll stun like anyone holding back here from like this angle here. Kind of sneak up right here and then throw your wall off of this little wall right here without peeking, and that will stun basically all of this like ledge area and a hall is that. And then you can throw a stun off of that box to pair it with to stun anyone that's coming from CT or from B to assist their team here. When you throw your wall elbow, all you have to do is throw a stun off of this wall and then a stun way deep in elbow, and that'll stun anyone that's holding like maybe in this area, like with an op for some reason like looking heaven, and then it'll stun a lot of area in elbow. So to pair everything, all you have to do is just throw your wall, throw a stun, and then throw an even deeper stun. And then what you can do is just slide through, get this stun guy, and since this wall is still up, you can like maybe swing this guy. And a little bit more of an advanced one is throwing it on top of this very small metal piece, and it can be hard to hit when things are going on. So usually you would pair it like this. You throw a stun there, and you throw a stun on top of that, and that stuns every single inch of elbow here except for this like a very little middle part. So paired with that stun up top, that will stun everything in elbow here. All right, now stunning onto B from heaven. If you have having control and all your util, what you can do, you have three options. Is basically you can throw a stun off of this wall back here, just stun anyone that's sitting pyramid. You can stun all the way deep into I guess backside B there, and then you can also stun off of this gray wall right here, which will get anyone that's holding from like pretty deep CT, and then it'll stun anyone that's on site there. So for attacking from B main or garage on B, what you'll want to do is throw a stun off of this little box here, which will stun all of this left corner here, and it'll stun this very, very common peak spot to hold garage. And then after that's stunned, you can just throw a stun off that back wall in case there's anyone hiding back there. And then with that paired, you have all this area cleared, all this area stunned, all this area stunned. And you'll want to aim left side so that if there is someone sitting on this opposite side of the box, they get stunned too. So you'll throw a stun here, and then you'll throw a stun even deeper on that gray wall. That will get anyone sitting on heaven, and then that will also get anyone that's opping from this angle right here, because the stuns go through the wall. So you can throw a stun there, and then throw a stun high and deep there. That'll stun this angle and all of this angle. Obviously, you can just like jiggle peek and throw a stun like that, but if you want to get a little creative, what you can do is just throw a stun off of this pink wall here, or this salmon wall, and then it'll land on top of that. You'll want to throw it a little bit up so it hits the top of that, and then can get anybody that's opping if you don't have a smoke down. And then you can also jump throw above that to get anyone that's sitting in the door. That's how you clear mid. So yeah, just throwing that one. And then I'll throw one off the stuns generally. That's pretty much my default one. But you can also throw one, like if you're on the left side of a main here, you can throw one off this right corner here, which will stun back sight and get this right corner if you know one's there. All you have to worry about stunning is dugout and back sight. And those are two very easy stuns because you already are elevated. So you can throw that very easily back there without really hurting your teammates. And then to pair that with your wall, throw that, throw that, throw your wall, and you want to go around right side because then you can clear this stun and then clear this stun after your wall drops. So generally, what you can do, the safest thing is just to wall straight out like this without having to peek this. Now, if you have to peek this, that's a different story. But generally, you want to wall out here. You can bank a stun off of that to clear like this push too. That's a stun that you can do without peeking and works very well and consistently well. If you don't have any of that information, you'll want to come on the left side of this pillar, basically anywhere, and just bank it off the ground here, which will simultaneously stun all the way down in halls. But clearing this area is very important, and it's also a multi-use stun, so you can just pretty much throw it, like, it's very forgiving. You can throw that anywhere and it'll stun this hall's peak too. If you're attacking A, generally what I like to do a lot is stunning up here, because sometimes they sit up there and that also stuns down below too. So what you can do is just throw a stun there, and you can throw a stun deep too, which will stun literally every inch of the site. You'll want to throw a stun off of this gray pillar right here pretty low, because that will stun back of the site right here. And if there's someone up top, you can just throw that up top as well, and that'll bounce off the back wall. But this is kind of hard to hit because sometimes they're standing right here. What I usually like to do is throw it off the bottom here, throw up my wall so that CT is blocked off, and then my teammates can get out there, and then I'll come back and I'll throw one right off there so that it covers more of the site. You'll have to clear this still, but it's a little bit better than having to swing this and then stun it in case you don't know someone's back there, which does cover more area. But if you know there's no one there, you can just throw a stun off this angled wall right here, which is super nice because this stuns all of this area. And then I usually like to push off of that, so I'll stun this, and then I'll wall up, and then I'll stun this too, so I can, you know, clear all this area, then go up here and then fight this guy for free if he's stunned here. And if he's not stunned here, I just slide here and then fight him that way. For attacking B on Fracture from B main, what you'll generally want to do is just throw a stun off of that wall so that I can stun this back corner here in case someone's sitting there, and then throw a stun off of this corner right here so that it stuns everyone sitting dice and anyone that might be playing close there. And then you'll just pair your wall with both of those. So you'll throw this, throw that, and then you can just kind of slide through your wall whichever way you think people are going to be. Just note that if your smokes aren't down and you slide through this wall, you will be exposed to a lot of angles. So my general go-to stuns are stunning off of gen or on top of gen, depending whether they're Raptor or not. This will stun gen and backside, so it'll stun here and then hit backside there in case they're getting held from an op. And then you can also stun on top of gen to stun that gen corner and this Raptor area too. Your default stun should always be this angle because they like to peek yellow a lot. Now when you get across to yellow, you can help your teammates by stunning into heaven like that, or stunning backside like this. A lot of space that you just created for your team just from throwing like a couple stuns, you know, just like that. And this stuns most of this area. You can get everyone that's back here, everyone here. You'll only have to worry about the rotators from mid and the rotators from CT. If you have a main control or a long control, what I like to do is throw a stun off of the back of hell there so that it hits back sight. And then if you want to hit more back sight for your team, what you can do is just jump and then throw the stun off of that. Generally lower, you'll want to throw it lower. But you'll throw a stun off of that so that it hits the back of sight there, and that covers a little bit more to the left of sight. And entering on A from A short, what you want to do is throw a stun off the left side of this little box here. Anywhere really works. I think generally you want to throw it a little lower so that it hits the ground earlier. But that'll stun a lot of the area in hell. And then your last stun that it can be pretty tricky to do, but it's actually pretty safe. You just have to tell your teammates what you're doing before you go out, is to stun this left corner, because a lot of people like to sit here in this left corner. So what you'll want to do is stun this, like you'll want to get up to this left wall here, and you'll stun off of this like little triangle piece, like in the middle, like that. And that'll stun all of this corner. There will be the stun on the way, so you have to wait for that one to pop, and then you can slide out after it. It should look something like this, and then they should be full stun there. But generally, you'll want to stun this angle there, you'll just, like pretty much anywhere, but this angle from this right side here, and then you'll stun close left here too to clear this out. And then if someone is sitting right side, you can just, you know, do the opposite version of that. You'll stun from here, and you'll stun this. So if you throw your wall up like this, just throw one off the wall there and one off the wall there, this entire area right here, it's full stun, and you honestly don't even have to swing back sight for that. You can just clear this, and then that wall will still be up, and then you can clear this. To recap, this stun, that stun covers all the plat. You can throw a stun back here in case they're peeking this angle. Then there's this stun to hit garage, this stun to hit this close corner, and then there's this one to stun a lot of tree or logs, and then there's this one to stun front of logs, and then this close right corner. But I would say generally the most important angle for holding garage is this one right here, or this one up here. If you know they're there, I would throw your wall up first, so you can, like, you know, decide what you want to stun, and then just stun based off the information you have from that angle. On A, my absolute favorite entry combo is to stun this box right here, but you have to kind of be lined up right here, which means you aren't peeking heaven, which is very good. So you can stun this to hit dice, because a lot of people like to be rats and hit dice. Another option, if you don't like that dice one, is to just throw it pretty high on this box, and it'll bounce off that box and hit heaven. What you can do is throw a stun underneath this window, pretty much anywhere, and that will stun back a gen here. And then you can throw another stun underneath this like arch, kind of in the middle. What you want to do is be more on the right side of it though, and then you'll throw that, and that'll stun all of dice, and you can actually aim it even higher to stun under hell, this left side of hell here. From B main, what you'll want to do generally is stun stairs. You'll stun and wall, and then you'll run at them, you know, slide down here, and then you can like swing out, peek this angle, clear this angle first, clear that angle. If they go there, you can just kind of stun that. If they're back there, you can stun that, and if they are like super back there and you know that for sure, you can just stun like this entire area, which is super free. And this door is broken. What you can do is just throw one right down lane and throw one right at stairs, which is generally like going to be the problem areas when you're trying to get out here. But generally, I just like to throw it off this wall close, so that it stuns a lot more of the area here. It can stun, it'll hit here and stun a better angle in this like circle here. And I mean, if someone's playing close for some reason, like right here, you can stun them too. Hey guys, if you enjoyed that video, watch this one next, and don't forget to follow my Twitch. I'm live every single day, linked in the description below. See you there.